Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out this evening. Please welcome to the stage your host for tonight, Bloy.
We've got comedy tonight, we've got a really show tonight, thank you so much for coming. We're going to get to know each other a bit better. We're going to get to know each other. Some of you may know me already. I'm Frederick. Hi. You might know me as a colleague, as an acquaintance, maybe a friend. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to get to know each other even better. Hi. Hi, sir. What's your name? Kieran. Yes. Question for you, Kieran. When was the last time you went to the toilet? A few hours ago. Okay. When was the last time you went for a number 2? A few hours ago. Say one. Excellent. Okay. You, sir. Hi. Hi. Not you, sir, behind. Hello. Sorry, that was rude. Pardon me. Your name? Seth. Hi, Seth. When was the last time you went for a number 2? Yesterday. Oh, okay. That's longer than him. So I've got a gift for you. Okay? I've got a gift. It is the gift, right, of, you'll like this one, a nectarine. It's rubbish to make it more regular. Originally it was meant to be an apple, but I ran out of apples in the rehearsal process. So I've had to resort to soft fruit, and it's a risk because I'm about to throw it at you. Can you catch? You can try. Now see, I'm glad you didn't say yes, because I think when people say yes, they can't actually catch, they're just hoping. So we're going to see how this works, okay? I like to think I can throw, we'll see, okay? He caught it. Round of applause successfully. Thank you. So, question for everyone, building off of, toilet talk. Have you noticed how whenever it's, poo-poo time, it's also pee-pee time, right? But whenever it's pee-pee time, it's not always poo-poo time. And it's exactly that kind of observation that made people call me a serious man. I'm a serious man, I like serious things. I'm so serious that people in the past have referred to me as the Jesus of seriousness. Sorry, Kieran, you're probably thinking, did I just compare myself to Jesus? Yeah, that's weird, right? I mean, that's the Messiah. He can't be serious. Or can I? That's the point. I'm a serious man. I'm serious. I think I'm serious. My mum thinks I'm serious. Seth, your mum thinks I'm serious. She says hi, by the way. Give her a text. She misses you. I'd like to know what you guys take seriously, what you guys think are serious issues. You, sir, in the middle. Hi, what's your name? Luke. Hi. What do you consider to be a serious issue? What bothers you in the world?
A lot of things.
A lot of things. Could you name getting the bus? Getting the bus. I will say that strikes me as quite a minimal concern.
I always have concerns.
You've always had minimal concerns.
Well,
not really. I'm going to wait until the interval. I think you need a deeper conversation than I can have on final stage. You need a bus pass. I'll buy you one after, we'll talk about it. Someone else. You, sir. There. Hi. Hello. Don't turn around, you know it's you. What's your name? Lee. Hi, Lee. Pleasure. What do you take seriously? Boris Johnson. He is in the news, so it's politics. It's politics, right? Now, for someone who's interested in politics, I give the advice: get a new hobby. But it's going to stay here. It's never going to go away. Okay, I wish it would, but just fill up your time with doing something else, you know, go to a few parties. Sorry. One thing I take seriously, that I think we've all forgotten about, and you know, bear with me here, bear with me, is Colin the Caterpillar. Do we remember this from last year? The fiasco where you had Marks and Spencer filing for intellectual property, copyright claims against Audi, because they felt that their Colin the Caterpillar had effectively been mugged off by Cuthbert the Caterpillar, Cuthbert. And in the case of Colin versus Cuthbert, I would normally presume that Cuthbert was the one being bullied because his name is Cuthbert and not Colin, but it's the other way around this time, so fair enough. I'd like to get you guys' opinions on this. If you were on the side of M&S in this, can you raise your hand? Ooh, one person, too shy to make it known. Two people, too shy to make it known. Okay, who was on the side of Audi in this? There you go, sort of like British underdog fighting spirit. So you guys who are supporting Audi are wrong. You're all wrong. And there's one reason you're wrong, because there's someone you forgot to think about in this. It's Colin. He's actually, think about it. He's got that to deal with first, right? Secondly, missing all of the defining caterpillar legs. All of them. Thirdly, his brother isn't helping him. No, remedial help, he just goes around stuffing his face. Very hungry caterpillar. More like fraternally unsupportive caterpillar. It's come back up in the news, they've reached a settlement now, I don't know if you guys have heard that. Bit gory, I've heard that Audi have said to Colin, we'll give you back Connie and stop sending you dead mini Collins. It works, if it works, it works, I like to think I'm a serious man, it's a serious issue, and the issue in question is fraud. It's fraud. If someone were to come up here tonight and compare themselves to Jesus, right? I'm sure you guys would take it a lot more seriously. But because it's Colin, you don't. And I don't get that, right? Lord fraud is as serious as confectionery treachery, all right? Both things, severe. I would never steal. I would never copy anything. Which reminds me, actually, you'll like this. I was in the shower the other day, trying to get my best ideas, and also clean. So I was there. I just thought this one, just right off the top of my head. I was just thinking, and then life is like a box of chocolates. I would never steal the ones people want more than me. And I just thought of that then and there. I'm just that kind of guy. Completely original, completely mine. Do you know what else is original? Improvised comedy. Are we ready for our first act of the night? Yeah. Guys, are we ready for our first act of the night? Yeah. Come on. Right. So. Nice. Improvised comedy is where people make stuff up on the spot. Kieran, say something funny. Linguini! Hilarious! I'm hoping our performance will think of something more than pasta. Okay? But we're about to find out. Pasta shortage? Oh, you were there. This was another show. It involved pasta shortages. There wasn't actual pasta. We'll get the door out. It's time for our first game. And for this, I'd like to welcome to the stage. You're going to laugh and please give them a big round of applause. Chloe and Tristan! Hi guys. You alright? So this game is called Mary Berry. Why is it called Mary Berry? She paid us a lot. She paid a lot of money. No, we don't know. I don't know. I just did it. The way this works is that these guys for about 30 seconds are going to perform a very mundane, potentially even unfunny, heaven forbid, scene. And after that amount of time has passed, I will shout Mary Berry from over here. And then the scene will go nuts! Just ridiculous. Just you've never seen anything like it. And to start the scene, I would like a prompt from you guys, you're going to give us. I would like a relationship for these guys, please. Can be anything, can be Monday. We'll say Monday. A sort of a more standard relationship. Anything, just shout it out.
Therapist.
Therapist. I presume therapist and patient. Cool. Not therapist and, you know, cat.
Takeaway man and takeaway customer.
Takeaway man and takeaway customer. Okay.
Zookeeper and their animal.
Zookeeper and animal. I'm leaving the animal play until later. That sounded bad. In the show, I'm going to say you are therapist and patient. So Monday to start, and then we'll get very, very silly. Take it away.
Okay, so thank you for coming to see me today. I know this is your first session. We're going to keep it nice and easy for you, so
Oh God, I'm a bit nervous.
I know there's
Yeah.
there's no reason. But you know, it helps the therapeutic process. Just tell me a little bit about what you're nervous about today.
Okay, well, I've just started a new job,
Okay.
and I'm nervous about meeting new people, about not knowing what I'm supposed to do. I've got a lot of imposter syndrome, I think.
Well, I need to. This is my good time to remind you that this is very normal.
Very, very.
What you need to do is take it into your stride and make big moves that will impress all your new colleagues.
Oh, I mean, I'm only working at McDonald's, so I don't think that I need to impress them that much.
No, sorry, you don't understand. You need to impress your colleagues.
Oh,
Now, I'm talking big stakes here. I like the big stakes.
Big stakes.
You know, they do see the size of the parties they do. It's nothing insubstantial.
That's
I
true.
find myself come out with McDonald's, you know, late night therapy shift. Come out, I want a snack. I go to McDonald's, have a McDonald's hour later, I'm starving again.
well, speaking as a McDonald's employee, I recommend KFC.
What? KFC? Well, they make chicken. What if I want a burger?
Oh, Burger King down the road.
It is closer if anything to where I work. If anything, I'm going out of my way to go to McDonald's.
Oh, well, okay, so I bring the big steaks along.
Yes.
Right, how big do they need to be?
I've been to possibly get.
Okay, so this big?
I'll just bring the whole can. Whole can, start carving it up. Big steaks. Big steaks.
Should I?
Everybody's very impressed by your skill.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy and lots of satisfied customers. You immediately get promoted and then you're the boss of McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
And, well, if you're going to be on the salary of the boss of McDonald's, I'm going to start charging you £45,000 a session.
Oh, well, I think when I am Mr. Old McDonald, and I have my farm of cow steaks, I think I'll be able to afford that.
And scene! Round of applause for you guys, please. Thank you. Sorry, Christian, everyone. Brilliant. So, as soon as they have finished, we have our first stand-up act of the night, which is exciting, isn't it? Ooh. Right. The power I have is incredible. But yes, this first stand-up, he's very funny, he's very Welsh. I've heard the two aren't mutually exclusive, so you know, but no, I love him. He's full of energy, you're going to love him too. Can you please welcome to the stage the comedic stylings of Iestyn Jones!
Only in comedy can you really break the ice by repeating a question with increased enthusiasm. You couldn't really do that anywhere else, you know? Imagine if you're at work, it's your first day, you're at your desk, don't know anyone, and all of a sudden you spot your co-worker coming towards you, and you're thinking, nothing. You can't think of anything, you can't think of an icebreaker, the only thing that's going through your head is how hot a day it is outside, and whether or not you've left the dog in the boot. And before you have a chance to clock anything, any idea, any starter of a conversation, your co-worker is there, right in front of you, looming over you. And he's just this tall, goblin-looking, lanky streak of piss. Single lanky streak of piss, I'll say that. But a lanky streak of piss nevertheless. And he goes, "Hi. What's your name?" I said, "What's your name?" It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, would it not? It wouldn't happen. Well, imagine that you're at the pub, and you're just scanning the room, and then you spot an absolute Bobby Dazzler stood by the bar, and you think, yes, this is it. This is my chance. I am going to shoot my shot, as the young'uns like to say. So you get ready, you brush the dirt off your shoulders like Jay-Z. You put your Crocs into all-terrain mode because you don't want them slipping off. You want to be taken seriously. Isn't that right, Fred? That's fucking right, isn't it? You want to be taken seriously. And you walk over there and you lean against the bar. This is the bar. And you against the bar and you go, "Hi." They're like, "Hi." And you go, "What are you drinking?" And they're like, "What?" And you go, "I said, what are you drinking?" It just wouldn't land. You'd probably get a response which would be like the contents of their glass hitting you in the face. But I feel like when it comes to like icebreakers like that, like, you know, stage-bound icebreakers, they only really work with like one-answer questions, you know? Because if I were to go, you know, "What's your favourite board game?" I said, "What's your favourite board game?" See, no one really wants to take part. It's weird and awkward and uncomfortable, and it just makes whoever's just asked it on the stage look like a twat. But yeah, that's the thing. But the thing is, I think the hardest way to break the ice is probably when you're in a group of about 10 to 12, unless that is you're on a frozen lake, in which case you just go like that. You sorted. That's a good one. No. But no, because I remember I was in a work, like, evening course. You know, like those courses you do in work, and it's like, you go there in the evening for a couple of hours just to prove you're not thick. Yeah, so it's one of those, and we were all sat in like a horseshoe, and the woman who runs it came to the front and she goes, "Alright guys," because they always sound like that. "Alright guys, we're going to start off with an icebreaker. We're going to go around the room, and you're going to tell me your name and a fun fact about yourself." Now, the words "tell us a fun fact about yourself" very much acts like it triggers every interesting thing about you to drop out your head and out your ass like a mental laxative, right? It's just, there's nothing going on in there. And that's what happened, because she turned to the first person in the horseshoe, and the girl goes, "Well, my name's Claire. My granddad died last week." I mean, there's no following that up, is there? That's it. That's the bar set, you know. But I think, you know, the thing is, I felt sorry for Claire, you know, for a loss of anything interesting to say, because, you know, that was a mental laxative in action. That was just nothing went through her head. First thing that came to mind was, well, her dead granddad. So, and I think it's a sign for us as a community and as a society that we need to really band together and to really jazz up the icebreaker, right? And it doesn't need much. All you need is a prompt, right? Because if you just say, like, right, well, if you could be any type of biscuit in the world, what would you be? That's a belter, right? Because it gives you a prompt. There's no competition involved, and it's fun, and it's fine. And I think one of my personal favourite icebreakers is, if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be? Because that's fun, it offers a prompt, there's no competition, but also, it's personal, which means that in future, you've got something to target when it comes to emotional manipulation. See, stick with me, you'll go far. No, but I've thought about this question, about, you know, how can you change yourself? Because a lot of people say, you know, change the shape of your nose, you know, make more muscles, smaller cock. And you can tell I've thought about this question because I've got some jokes on it. But I've thought about it, and I've got 3 ways I think I would probably change myself personally, right? So the first way I'd change myself is I would sweat aloe vera, right? Just think about it, right? Your skin's great, acne's a thing of the past, you smell amazing, and also, when it comes to like slip and slides, you don't need water, you can just self-lubricate yourself. But also, sweating aloe vera offers an absolute boon, right? Because what you can do, right, is, you know, like those suction cups they put on cows' udders, right? Just stick them in each of your armpits, right, and do exercise. It'd be anything, nothing too, you know, I would say pumping like a car jack is always a good one. So you're just going like that, right? And you're sweating, it gets you going. And all this sweat is being drained and into bottles. Just think about it, right? If Gwyneth Paltrow can sell her vagina in a candle, there are plenty of freaks out there who will buy your aloe vera, right? And I think to myself sometimes, having taken all those factors into account, who wouldn't want to sweat aloe vera, right? I said, who would want to sweat aloe vera? No one. Oh, well, that's a shame. Anyways, let's skip that bit. Anyway, second way I would change myself is I would have a flap of skin going from my wrist to my ankles and between both of my ankles. Because, right, picture the scene, right? You're in work, top floor of an office building, and you look at your watch and you go, shit, you've got a date. When's the date? It's in 5 minutes. Where's the date? It's across town. How the fuck are you going to get there? I'll tell you how you get there. Nat. You open a window, right? Take a step back, you take all your clothes off, you run, and you just go, and you glide like one of those flying squirrels. Now, I don't know if anyone here has watched The Dark Knight. There's a scene in that where Batman glides through a window. You could be Batman, right? Just gliding across town and then just, like that, straight, land on the floor, landing against the glass like a slice of ham. And your dates would run up to you and just like, where are all your clothes? But the date goes well. Of course the date goes well, because you just smashed through a fucking window. How could it not go well? If it didn't go well, get up, get a dog, dating's not for you, basically. But afterwards you do the date and then you think, right, okay, you go back to your date's place. Let's call the date Jack for brevity's sake. Go back to Jack's place, you're in bed with Jack, and you know, Jack's cold because Jack hasn't got any central heating and his boiler's been replaced by a shitty electric pump that the governments are launching. And you're in bed and you're wondering, what can you do? How can you really help Jack out? So you just give him a hug with your big flaps of skin and you can lie there together like haggis with a pulse. But I think the only downside towards having big flaps of skin is probably the one between your ankles, because you have to walk around in like MC Hammer pants for the rest of your life. But, you know, when you've got a fashion sense like myself, it's the best thing for it. Anyways, last one, you'll be glad to hear. Last one, third way I would change myself is I would move my anus to the sole of my foot, right? And I know what you're thinking, whoa, Iestyn, hang on now. Everyone knows it takes 7 to 8 wipes before your arsehole gets sore. How the fuck are you going to walk on it? Let me tell you, gel insoles. Stick with me, you'll go far. No, but let's break it down, right? So, the most important reason we have an arsehole is, of course, anal. Anal is no longer a workout, right? Because all you need to do, right, is get your boyfriend lying on the floor, or on your bed, or on the back seat of your car, whatever turns you on. Take your shoe off, your sock off, just go to town. Just bring a whole new meaning to pumping a jack, right? But what you can also do is shit. Because gone are the days of vulnerability when you're sat on a public toilet with your kecks around your ankles, sweating bullets over the structural integrity of the cubicle lock. Don't have to worry about it. Shoe off, sock off, foot in toilet, leather hand on door. No one's coming in, and you're just going to have an absolute breeze. But also, even more reasons to have an arsehole on your foot, you can shit in public. Yeah! Just think about it, right? Because what you need to do, you don't have to squat, you don't have to do that shit. Shoe off, sock off, put your foot in a bush. Just do it. No one's going to question you. What if they do question you? They come up to you and go, what are you doing? Just say, put my foot in a bush. It's a free country, get to do what I want. And even if they do somehow spot you squeeze an absolute cumberland out of your foot, Well, what are they going to do? They're not going to go, "Ah!" and then run to the local policeman being like, mate, there's a bloke over there. He's shitting out of his foot. Policeman's going to be like, whoa, hang on, time out. This should take a minute. There's a bloke over there shitting out of his foot. And they're going to be like, yeah, there is. And then he's going to go, I said, is there a bloke over there shitting out of his foot? And yes, that's the punchline. I've been Iestyn, thanks for tolerating me.
Iestyn Jones! I know him, and I know that he will follow through with at least two of those things. At least the aloe vera one, the other ones are a bit stranger, but you know. We have our next stand-up coming up for you now. The last one, funny in Welsh. The next one of those things. I'll let you decide which. No, he's great. I love him. You'll love him too. So, without further ado, could we please welcome next onto the stage, Dodd!
Thank you so much! Yes! Come on! Yeah! That could have gone very badly. Oh, it's so great to be here. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so cool to be doing live gigs again. You know, I remember the last live gig we did as a society before lockdown started. The audience were all Special Forces Black Ops troopers with 150 confirmed kills between them. Now that was a tough crowd. It gets better. None of us were able to travel in lockdown either. I'm sure we all remember that. And that meant that travel companies had to work really hard to maintain their brand image. The way Heathrow Airport chose to do that was by breaking into people's homes, stealing their stuff, and sending it to the wrong country. Speaking of planes, right, my sister lost her job as an air hostess for having sex with a guy during the flight. And when I asked her when she got home, was it worth it? She said no, it wasn't worth it. The guy I was having sex with kept stopping to steer. I love the sound of a penny dropping. Do you know, I think they should let you smoke on planes. I do. Not cigarettes, of course, they're very bad for you, but why don't they let you smoke weed? Weed is far less dangerous, and you can still call it the Mile High Club. Now that's branding. Not really, I'm just being ironic. Or am I? I can never quite tell. I think people get confused between irony and coincidence. I was talking to a friend recently, and he said, I don't believe in coincidences. And I thought, wow, I was just about to say that. There's a lot of the ground over there. Do you know, by the way, have you guys heard that stereotype that Americans don't understand irony? It was actually an American who told me that right after I ran him over with an ambulance. We got any Americans in tonight? Thank God for that, because they wouldn't have got the joke anyway. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can see you all looking at me. Magic Mike's on tomorrow, you didn't need to be here. Do you know what I find interesting? Boredom. Ironically. Did you know that the reason why doctors' surgeries have really boring magazines in the waiting room is so that no one tries to steal them? Yeah, it's genuinely true that. It's the same reason why comedy's really boring. So no one tries to kidnap me. But yeah, doctors' waiting rooms have boring magazines on purpose. And that's led me to wonder, how does that apply to the pornography they give you in a sperm bank? Is it just really boring porn so no one tries to steal it? What does boring porn even look like? Does the pizza guy just deliver a margarita so they have a cuddle and watch When Harry Met Sally? I hear Channel 4 are developing a new game show for ambitious porn stars. It's called Who Wanks to Be a Millionaire? Okay, sorry mate, you're looking a bit blank there. If you don't mind, I'll just run through that one. Okay, so you've got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? If you say Who Wanks to Be a Millionaire, it becomes about ambitious porn stars because they're wanking to become millionaires. And look, I know what you're all thinking. When you explain a joke, it stops being funny. But judging by his face, that joke wasn't funny in the first place. You can't break what's already broken. What was I talking about? Porn, that's what I was talking about. Did you know it's estimated that the US porn industry generates between $9 billion and $97 billion a year? How do they even keep track of all that money? My guess is that they use sex sell spreadsheets. I told you it would get better, I just didn't say when. But the thing is, guys, sexuality is just a fact of human life, okay? And some people are different. I get really, really frustrated by people who hate on bisexual people, who say bisexual people haven't made their minds up yet, that they don't really exist, and that is bullshit. My girlfriend's bisexual, and despite what you might be thinking, she does exist. Why was that the biggest laugh so far? I'm in a very happy relationship. I'm actually writing my autobiography at the moment, and I'm writing a chapter on my girlfriend. Or I was until she said, get off me. I really want this relationship to last, you know. I'd love to have kids, because I'm just really into baby goats. They're so cute. I'd like to have a son one day. I get him a little t-shirt that says Daddy's Little Superhero. And then I get murdered as part of his origin story. Oh dear. Do you know, if I could pick any superpower I wanted, it would be laser eyes. So that whenever I wanted to, I could distract two cats at the same time. Come on, how do you think Superman wastes his downtime? Do you know, the number of ways human beings have invented to waste time is amazing, isn't it? Like, just look at the selfie stick, complete waste of time. The only good reason to use a selfie stick is to help a giraffe eat an ice cream. This will go gorgeous then. No, you're right, that's a bit silly, but it does lead me nicely into the topic of animals. Did you guys know that bats are not really blind? But I bet the little fuckers still nick the disabled parking spaces. We got bats in tonight. I only know one of you, but he does it all the time. I'm actually wearing a fish on my crotch this evening. It's my codpiece. You're right, that was terrible. If anyone comes up with any better fish puns at the end of the night, just let me know. Thanks. Who in here has heard of the ii? One person. The ii is a kind of lemur that lives in Madagascar. Thank God, because if it lived in Britain, it would be called the oi oi! Do you know what? I want to get to know you guys a bit better. Do I smell audience participation? Yes, I do. I want to find out who in here is a dog person and who is a cat person. So I'll just give you a minute to decide where your loyalties lie. Okay, we'll start with the dog people. Dog people, when I count to 3, give me your best barking noise. Okay, just go nuts, no one's going to judge you, okay? 1, 2, 3! That sounded like a Battersea Dogs Home advert, didn't it? A dog isn't just for Christmas. Okay, well that apparently was the dog people, very poor showing. So cat people, it's your turn. Cat people, when I count to 3, cat people, give me your best disdainful silence. 1, 2, 3! You've got a dead dog in apparently. Delayed reaction. But I'm with you, whoever that was. I'm also a dog person. My powers include boundless energy, shedding hair everywhere, and licking my own arsehole. I don't really get on with cats, never have. Whenever I see a cat in my garden, I do what anyone who has a cat in their garden and doesn't want a cat in their garden does when there's a cat in their garden. I try and scare it away by running towards it and going, I've always wondered, to step up the light, I've always wondered, who was the first person to do that? It must have looked like a complete nut job. But in fairness, that's what everyone says about great inventors before they change the world. They laughed at George Stephenson when he invented the railway. They laughed at Alexander Graham Bell when he invented the telephone. They laughed at Isaac Newton when he invented gravity. But he didn't let that get him down. The guy who invented the prosthetic leg walked up to me and he went, okay, these ones definitely work. The invention of the wheel, oh, that was a turnaround. We're nearly there. Leonardo da Vinci made money by inventing things. In 1480, he invented the world's first machine gun. And funnily enough, after that, people just gave him the money. Guys, you've been a fantastic audience. I just want to tell you that as we move into the middle of my set. I can't quite tell what that reaction is. No, I'm only messing. I'm being ironic again. But there is a rule in stand-up, everybody. There is a rule in stand-up. Always end on your best joke. You there, miss. What's your name? Jazz. Nice to meet you, Jazz. Thank you so much for being here. Jazz, which joke that I've done on stage tonight was your favourite? Please. I mean, like, I need a validation chat. I mean, why else am I up here? I need you to tell me I'm brilliant. Tell me I'm funny. Did I make you laugh? Did I make you laugh? Really? Did I make you laugh? Please tell me you like me. Tell me that. Sorry, I don't want to keep that hidden. These things are far too tight to stand up here. No, Jazz, I'm just curious. Which joke I did up here was your favourite? The cat one. There were a few of them. But to be honest, I'm more annoyed because if you told me that before, I'd have been off this stage ages ago. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been fantastic. Good night!
Good night, everyone. The man who likes to talk about the porn and animals, I guess. They work together, I've heard. I'm going to stop talking about that. We come to the final improv game of the first half, not the end. Don't go. Please don't leave. This game, I'm sorry to, I don't want to dredge up. It's not meant to sound physically, I'm sorry. But the game's called Budget Cuts. Okay? It's got nothing to do. We'll explain it. But first, I need down here on the stage. Who's in it? They're already coming down. I need Chloe, I need Charlotte, I need Tristan, and I need John. There you go. So, the way that this one works is that these four are going to perform an improv scene for you. And at the end of the improv scene, you, the audience, will decide who the most important performer was, who did the most in the scene, and you'll show that by a sort of standard performance method of telling someone they did well, applause. So effectively, they'll perform, you'll clap, whoever gets the most claps will leave, it will be the same scene but then played with 3 people, and it will keep happening over and over, so it's just one person playing 4 parts. So to start this, we need a genre, please, a genre from you guys. Horror. Thriller. Romance. Any writers?
French film.
So film, the genre is film, the language is French. Yeah? Any others? Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Ooh, that would be cruel, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It would. It would. You're smiling. No, I'm going to take horror. I'm going to take the genre of horror. So at the end, I'll call scene, and then we'll do a little applause for who you thought the most important was. But for the time being, you guys, horror, take it away.
Guys, okay, what way should we go to get out of this house?
Well, I think you should stay exactly where you are. You are trapped in my house now.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that there are 2 very, very polarised opinions on this matter here. Maybe you should debate each other in the free market of ideas.
Yes, vote.
Yes,
Democracy. How long is this going to take? Am I going to have to go down a standard election process? Am I going to have to get a running mate? Am I going to have to get little flags made so people to wave at my speeches?
That's right. And you'll have to pay me £1,000 just to enter.
It's not payday until 2 weeks now.
Welcome to British politics.
So how long is this going to take?
It'll be a few weeks. Yeah, six-week election period.
Surely it would be just easier to go through one of my spooky games.
No, we're not vibing with that.
Are you sure? I even had one where you each had to choose a limb to cut off, and if you pick the wrong one, I'd make you cut off all.
Can we pick one of your lips?
One of mine?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the point of the game. I'm the games master. Okay, I vote left arm.
Yes, same. I'm very left. Yeah.
Okay, vote that's great.
And scene! Round of applause for these guys, thank you. So, your halo there, Chloe. It's foreshadowing, perhaps. I'm Halo. The way this works is we'll go down the line, I'll say each performer's name, and then you applaud depending on how important you felt they were in that improv scene. So if we start on this end, how important did you think Charlotte was? Very good. That's a friend, I see. We don't do nepotism here, that's a friend. How important did you think Tristan was? See, that was unbiased. That's good. John? And Chloe. I'm going to say it was foreshadowing, and I'm going to say you were the most important as decided, and I'm going to invite you to lead the stage.
Well, people have never been so excited to see me leave. I actually got an R!
They love you, Chloe.
They really love me.
Okay, she's had a moment, she's gone. So, 3 performers left for a 4-person scene. Take it away.
Guys, how are we going to get out of this haunted house?
Oh, well, you're going to have to play some of my games.
No, I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, I think we should debate it in the marketplace of ideas.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Yes, you'll have to debate you.
Yes, democracy.
No, I don't want that. How long's that going to take?
Few weeks. Yes.
And you're going to have to pay £1,000 just to enter. Buck.
Welcome to British politics.
Oh, damn. Can't we do the cool game where we cut off your limbs?
No, I don't like that idea.
Cut off your lips.
But I'm the games master.
Okay, I vote left arm.
Yeah, left arm, I'm left arm.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yes, we can.
Scene! So John stands in the foreshadowing position. Let's see what happens. If you thought Charlotte was the most important, I can't see you. I want to know. Tristan. John.
I've never had such a profound love.
You don't have to, you don't need to repeat that bit. Unless you actually feel it. Okay. You make the stage, John. Thank you. Most important. Jon Lee. So, 2 performers left. 4-person scene. Take it away.
How are we going to get out of this haunted house?
I don't think you're going to because I trapped you. Aha.
Oh no. I don't understand this. Well, I don't like being trapped. I think you should debate it.
Okay, if that's what you want,
Yeah, I
but
do.
then what we can do? Democracy!
I hate democracy.
Well, that's tough, but they want it. And you're going to have to pay £1,000 just to enter.
That seems awfully steep.
Well, welcome to British politics.
Oh, can't we do my evil game instead, where you vote on which limb to have chopped off?
Don't like them. Can we drop one of your names on?
My names?
My name?
I'm the games master.
I vote left arm. I vote left arm too. Yeah, I think that should be yes. Let's go.
Scene! Okay, so this is when good people come to die. This is the showdown. This is praying to God. That is improvised. I don't know if you do believe it or not. But yes, final two. If you thought Charlotte was the most important. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that wasn't just you. And Tristan. It's close. I'm saying you were more important, Charlotte. Charlotte's on everyone. Charlotte's on. Tristan. I've been here many a time. This is all yours. I give you the stage. Tristan Selvage, budget cuts, one man, one scene. Take it away.
How are we going to get out of this haunted house? You're not going to get out of the haunted house. You're going to stay here forever. No, I don't believe in staying here forever. I believe in democracy. Yes, I also believe in democracy. What? How's that going to work? How are we going to do it? Well, we're going to have debates. Yes, democracy debates. Yes, and we are going to have to pay £1,000 as a deposit. That seems awfully unfair and undemocratic. Well, that's British politics for you. How long is this going to take? I give about 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Not election. Yeah, 6 weeks, I'd say. That seems like ages. Can't we settle it through my evil games? Like my evil game to get you to know which limbs to cut off. Oh, that doesn't seem very fun. Hey, how about we cut your limbs off? What? My limbs? I need them. No, I don't care. We're cutting off your left arm. I also vote left arm. I'm a sheep. I agree. You can't cut off my left arm. I need it. No, you don't.
Scene! Lee, I apologise. I said it wasn't outwardly political, the game. And then it became outwardly political. I'm very sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage tonight, for the second time, your host, Bloy!
Hello again, how is everyone? How is everyone? Come on! Thank you. Good interval? Good interval? I think most people are still here and I asked you to be, so that's always a good sign. So, glad everyone's doing okay. Kieran. I love that sound. It's a good sound. You remember at the end of my first rant, when I told you that brilliant quote, I thought that was completely original, completely mine, about the box of chocolates, right? Now, if there was a box of chocolates in the real world now, and I was buying a box of chocolates, I wouldn't be able to eat all of them anyway because I have allergies. Okay? Does anyone else have allergies? Just raise your hand. You're allergic to something. You're allergic to something, Kieran. I might come back to you, not now. Just, prepare yourself. But no, I'm allergic. I have an allergy to nuts. That's right. Unbuckle your trousers, lads. It's inspection time! No, there'll be plenty of time for that later. No, nuts is a vague term, I thought. I don't think it's helpful. It's sort of just a vague umbrella term. In the same way that brolly is a vague umbrella term. Well, when you think about it, no. The issue is that there are multiple nuts and I can be allergic to any of them. So, We're going to guess. Guess the nut Fred's allergic to. That's a good game. I've made it now. You, Charlotte's friend. We kept cheering for her. Hello. Hi, how are you? Enjoying the show?
Yes.
Brilliant. What's your name? Sorry?
Sophie.
Sophie. Guess a nut I might be allergic to, Sophie. Cashew nuts? Yes, I am allergic. I am allergic to cashews. We're all aware of how cookies work on websites and things, right? So like they advertise things that you look up and things. I was on YouTube one time on my phone and I was just scrolling through it, and there was an advert for cashew nuts. I'm allergic. I'm never going to look up cashew nuts, ever. The bit that I found really strange was that it came to the grand total price-wise of about £8,000 for cashew nuts. So if I ever, want to die and also want to spend a lot of money, I know where to go. There's a website selling cashews for about £8,000. You, sir, red shirt. Hello. Hi, how are you? Great. What's your name? Owen. Hi, Owen. Guess a nut I might be allergic to, Owen. Almonds. I am allergic to almonds. Which does mean, the sad news, is I can never enjoy the bounty of nut milk. Unless I close my eyes. Oh yeah! Think about it. Let that image dwell. Yes. So, one thing I'm surprised neither of you said when we're talking about nuts, we talk about nuts so much, is, Fred, you must be allergic to peanuts. Peanuts on the mind. But I'm glad neither of you did, because peanuts aren't nuts. They're not nuts. In the same way that a catfish online is neither cat nor fish, and the same way that Freddie Mercury never went to space, peanuts are not nuts. They are legumes, and a legume is... I don't know! No one knows! I don't know, but I know I can have it if I wanted to, so there's that, One other thing I can't eat is sesame. Can't have sesame. Can't have sesame seeds, can't have sesame oil, can't watch Sesame Street. That's not just because of my crippling fear of Big Bird. It's so big. There. Look, I don't want to turn on television, right? And Sesame Street comes on and then my throat just, it just starts closing up, because that's what happens. And, I'm slowly dying and everything's going black and everything's awful, and that's what's happening to television. Over there it's just going, you have 1 less second to live. 2 less seconds to live. And then I die. It'd be a rubbish way to die. I can think of many better ways to die. £8,000 worth of cashews. Better way to die. Seth. Hi. Hi, Seth. Would you stab me? Not the question. Would you?
Yeah, one on my mind, I know it is now.
Well, what happens after the show I can't control, ultimately. No, the follow-up question was going to be, would you stab me to save my life? But it doesn't sound like I need to ask that, because you would do it anyway. No, the way you would save my life is via EpiPen, which is a stabby thing. It's adrenaline, you stab it into me. It's regional, because I'm not from Lancaster, I'm from London. In the US, you get adrenaline bullets. And in some parts of the world, adrenaline suppositories. So, if you're on, sort of your wedding night and you get an allergic reaction, you don't lose the fun, you don't lose the kick. So have a good time. People who are allergic to things, can you put hands up again for me? Hands up. Oh, we all know who I'm coming to already, because I said I was going to. Kieran. Hi. God, I'm making sure you get that 10 pounds worth. What are you allergic to, Kieran? Cats. Okay, this makes this next question quite difficult. Do you still eat it? No. Okay, good. You see, I was hoping you'd say food. I don't actively eat nuts, because that would be silly, but I had to do it to find out I was allergic in the first place. And I've been told that there was a story when I was younger that I did just want to eat a whole 8 hazel nuts, just a whole one, just for fun. Presumably in sort of a feat of British courage. Presumably right after claiming the tree was from in a feat of British imperialism. Because the sun never dies on the empire. Remember that. You take anything from this, the sun never dies on the empire. I remember eating the nut, and everything sort of went, just throat went, darkening, just blurry and fuzzy, like a big bird. I've got to change this. We're going to welcome our first act on so I can clear my headspace a bit. Are we ready for our first act of the second half? Are we ready for our first act of the second half? Yes, and I asked them twice and it worked. Wherever you are, you're there. So. Papers out of them. They're going to play what in theory would be a normal improvised scene, but at any point they can take one of your suggestions out of their pocket or their hand or wherever they put them, and they have to pretend that that's completely fine, completely normal. Whatever they say, they'll put it in and they will keep going. You are draining that thing. You don't need to do all of them. It's just No one will be this. I'll read the rest. It'll be fine. I've made a promise now. I have to do that now. Could you two just do a brief demonstration so these guys know what this looks like? Are you starting, Iestyn Jones?
Okay. So, John, I was thinking, could I please? Oh, good idea.
And it continues from there. So, for this, can we have a location, please? Somewhere in the world where these guys could be. Paris?
North Korea.
North Korea. It doesn't have to be a country. I should specify this. Or bakery. Somewhere else? Urinals. Check out at Tesco. Ooh.
London alleyway.
A London alleyway. God, send me home, yes. I don't want to see that. I'll feel nostalgic. I am going to choose out of those bakery. We're in a bakery. So, bakery. Whose line? Take it away.
Hi, what can I get you? I will have a... when men look like they have a sweaty pee-pee? Oh, I'm sorry. All we have is, when men have a shitty body. Very white pressure. We might have some of that. Yep. Now, do you want it with the semen stains? Preferably semen stains. Either that or a short man front left. I'm sorry, sir. We can't put the short man in the front next. But I'm so excited. I'm sorry, but what we can put on the clock? When their age is on the clock. Charlene, what have we got? Different accents. Sorry, sir. She only responds when I call her in the text, and that's gotcha. What's that, Charlene? We got some help. I'm stuck in the washing machine. Again. Oh, I've never had that. Have you got baby bubbles in it? Is that what that is? Yeah. Lot of lint. You got any, That's rather too sorry, sir. That line of production ended last week.
That's a shame. What about rat frogging? Rat frog bread?
Rat frog bread?
Yeah. You know, like it's like half rat, half frog.
Oh, yeah.
That thing.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Got some here.
Rat frog. Oh, that's oh, I've got the tail in it. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I'll have one of those.
Great.
Put that in my tool bag.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Oh, no, that's finished, Joe. Come on. Oh, right. I want it, yeah. What would you do if, when you, okay, so we said yes, we'll go. Please, I apologise. Can I have a floppy-haired old man at the front? I don't know which one that is. I think it could be all of them, it could be none. But nevertheless, I know I won't have that, so I'll have it. Hey! Can I have Gwen Stefani in a little?
Did you know, sir? You absolutely can.
And Steve! Is your name Callum? Hi Callum. I'm trying to put your friends in it here. They came up to me in the bar and they said, if there was anything about like short jokes or someone in front left or anything, it's about him. I'm not going to read out all of them, I'll be here for a while. Let's do a couple, why not? Pasta shortage. That wasn't you! Anal beads. You liked it? You really liked it. We'll talk about that later. I'll read some more later, why not? But first, I'd like to welcome on our final stand-up act of the evening. She's been waiting to go, you're going to love her. Can you please welcome to the stage the ever-brilliant Jon Lee!
Nice, okay, so is anyone looking forward to Valentine's Day? Okay, so a couple of love-struck people in the room there. Sickening, isn't it? This will actually be my first Valentine's Day for a while as a single woman. My ex-girlfriend and I were together for 2.5 years. Heterosexual years, that's obviously 8 lesbian years. And before you ask, she got custody of the cat. Thank you. But it's okay, because I don't have my life together enough right now for a cat. I'm just a worn-out PhD student. I was once an actual adult, right? I had a nice flat in Manchester, proper job, good friends, interesting hobbies, a washing machine all to myself. But then I thought, how can I completely ruin this nice, stable existence? I don't do drugs, so I thought a couple of postgraduate degrees would be the next best step. I'm actually really happy being single right now, so I'm in no rush to get back on the old dating apps. See, I don't like dating apps, but even worse are those people who are like, why don't you just try and meet someone random in real life? There's plenty of fish in the sea. And by those people, I invariably mean straight people, or people who genuinely believe such a thing as a gaydar exists. I mean, how am I supposed to know someone's gay just by looking at them, when it took me 16 years to realise I'm gay? I was in my own head. I knew what I was Googling. Thanks. It doesn't help that I have blonde hair, because then even gay people assume I'm straight. That's right, gay people stereotype too. And in case you aren't aware, there are 3 main assumptions that people make about us. 1 is that we're butch. 2 is that we move in together after just 6 months of dating. And finally, is that we're all connected by some tangled web of exes and one-night stands. If that were true, I'd be using it to get to Jacqueline Wilson to stop her before she scars another generation of children with her depression tones. But, you know, dating apps aren't all that bad. You know, I met my best friend on a dating app. Met my ex, a couple of nice people, few ghosts, and just one stalker. So, could have had a worse experience. But about that stalker, okay, I'm going to give you a top tip right now. It's a good idea for your first message not to be, I work in your building and I know where you live. I replied because I was young and naive and desperate. I'd never seen this woman, but then hundreds of people worked in my building, so it's actually quite flattering that she noticed me. But then it might have been because my lanyard was covered in sparkly pointy bear badges that made quite a clatter as I walked. I worked at Children in Need, I wasn't just a weirdo. I worked at Children in Need and I was a weirdo. But I chatted with this woman via the app for a bit, but I quickly established that we were not compatible. She didn't get the memo. Every now and again, I'll just get a random message from her, like, saw you walking across the courtyard today. Saw you in the canteen. I was in the lift with you. I never saw this woman. I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't moved away thankfully about a month later, I'd woken up one morning, start making breakfast, and then get a message from her. Making porridge again, I see. But the worst date happened shortly after I moved to Lancaster. She was a local, we'll call her Beth. After our first couple of drinks, we went onto a bar called the Apothecary. Now, the Apothecary is student accommodation now, which I like to think is a testament to how quickly that stuff gets built in Lancaster as opposed to how long I've been a student here. You know, you can be walking along in town like, oh, that's a nice building. That's nice too. It's not as nice as, oh, what did that get turned into halls? It's these kind of jokes that make me a hit with the locals, like that. Anyway, that was scary for you, sorry. When we get to the Apothecary, a random old dude decides to sit with us. Did telling him we were on a date get him to leave us alone? Did it fuck? Right, men, okay? If you genuinely think that your dick is in any way going to be welcomed into or improve the experience of a lesbian couple, grow up. Right? If we really wanted a dick, we can go out and buy one. The dicks we buy don't talk. Even better, we can pick the colour, we can get one that glitters, one that glows in the dark. Now if your dick does that, go see a doctor. So to escape this random dude, we pretend we're friends with a couple of girls at another table and go sit with them. Beth then starts flirting with one of these girls right in front of me, and sure, she was pretty, but she went to uni of Compere, so... I'm joking. I too did my undergrad at uni, not even in the top 100, and look at me now! 4 years into a PhD that no one will read, that no one will care about, that will make no impact on the world whatsoever, and I'm single. Winning! Oh, thank you. Oh. Eventually, though, I decided I had enough of this date, so we go to leave, but it turns out that Beth is incredibly drunk. So I'm trying to find out from her where she lives so I can get home, when she just starts walking down the street away from me, going, no, get away from me. Reader, I married her. No, she stops, right, about halfway up the street and just crouches down in the churchyard. So I approach her cautiously, like an unattended suitcase at a train station. To make matters worse, there's a police station right next door. So I've got God on one side, the law on the other, and a woman shouting at me to go away in the middle. But what can I do? It's 3 AM, she's in a vulnerable state, I can't just leave her there. Who knows who could take advantage of her? Drunk guys, ghosts from the churchyard, police officers. Eventually, she tells me where she lives, and I get us a taxi and drop her off back home. I was kind of expecting some sort of thanks for not letting me die message the next day, but no, nothing. I started to wonder if it'd all been a dream, but my bank balance said otherwise, and I still had that aura of shame that comes from being drunk on Jesus' property. You know the one. So, right, let's do a show of hands, okay? Who would go on a second date after that? Okay, interesting. Interesting. 5 white boys. Yes, that's how desperate I was, because I met her again a few months later. This time we went to Williamson Park. It was my first time there. She showed me around. It was lovely. And we went to a pub. She got inconceivably drunk again, and I had to take her home. But at least this time I knew where she lived. You'll be pleased to know, though, that I didn't go on a third date. Thank you. This is going to make this bit worse for me. Because that time she stood me up. Thank you. But you will be pleased with me, right? Because she tried to get in touch with me a couple of months later. But this time, like the strong, self-loving, independent woman I am, I turned her down. Thank you. Because you know what? You can fool me once, you can fool me twice, you can fool me 3 times, but fool me 4 times, and I will be perfectly civil to you, but not go out of my way for you. I hope that's okay, sorry. Of course, you know, not all dates are bad. My ex and I had a lovely third date. We went for brunch after having a dinner date just the night before because we just couldn't wait to see each other again. We were asking each other these get to know you questions, and one of them was, what's the worst date you've ever been on? Well, Beth had provided the perfect story for that. So I start telling the story. Then halfway through, my ex stops me and says, wait, is this woman's name Beth? We both dated her. The lesbian web is real! I was still laughing about the coincidence when we moved in together 6 months later. Anyway, I best be going. Gotta go wash my hair. Got a haircut in the morning. I think I might get an undercut.
Oh, go on then, thanks. What we got? Get down! It could be army related or dance related. It could be either. Pasta shortage. Okay. Wasn't you as a kid? You started something. Someone's got to start the disease. You know, there's got to be patience here. No, okay. We have an improv game for you now. This one is called Excuses. So nice they named it. And for this, I will need John, Charlotte, she's coming right back, and Iestyn! Welcome. So, the way this game works is that John is late for work, and I'm his boss, so I'm peeved. I'm royally peeved. And he's going to have to give me 3 excuses as to why he's late. Those excuses will be mined out by Iestyn and Charlotte, so he'll have to guess them. The first one will be mundane, very simple, could happen to anyone. Second one's silly, that's like, right. Third one would never happen. Just ridiculous, insane. And to make this game work, John can't know what he's guessing. So John, in the politest way possible, and for not too long a time, piss off. Jon Lee. Okay, I'm gonna lower the mic. Whoa! That's different. I'll lower the mic just in case you can't hear me, to give extra reinforcement. So, the first excuse has to be very mundane, very simple. Can we have that? A reason why someone might be late for anything.
A traffic jam.
Traffic jam. Anything else? Pardon me? How often does this happen to me? We made it up! It doesn't happen! traffic jam. Sorry?
My wife's in labour.
Your wife in labour. Does that happen often as well? I don't know if that's lucky or not, but congrats. I'm going to say, we can come back to those people. I'm going to say traffic jam for the first one. Second one, sillier than traffic jam. That's the shortage.
Toilet exploding in the house.
The toilet exploded. Yeah, toilet exploded. Okay, third reason, ridiculous. I'm this close to making a high joke. Along with some pasta supplies, right? Anything that we've never done before. It's improv. You've been kidnapped as a result of mistaken identity. Can you do that? Yeah, you will. You're going to try it. I'm going to say it anyway. Yes. So, your first excuse, what was it? Traffic jam. Second excuse, what was it? Toilet exploding. Third excuse, what was it? Yes. Mistaken. What one are you not doing? Pasta shortage, we're not doing it! Right, so, to get things started, we've got their excuses, they'll be minding them out. We need to let John know he needs to come back in. So, I'm going to count down from 3. When we get there, we all need to shout, John, get back here! As passive aggressive as you want, it doesn't matter. So, John, get back here in 3, 2, 1, John! Get back here! There's no pasta shortage. God, he's late in real life.
Dude, he's dying.
John! Don't tell me he's late! I'm annoyed! John! What time did you call this? In the game and in not the game?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 9 to 12.
Work closed about 4 hours ago! You're so late, you better have a good excuse.
I do. Okay, so the bus just wouldn't stop. I was ringing the bell and the bus wouldn't stop.
I don't think you might have been on a bus at the time, but I don't think it was that.
There was an angry person on the bus.
I don't think it was just the bus, John.
It wasn't just the bus, it was somebody on it. Person on it. There was traffic.
There was traffic. Okay, well, you could have gotten out the bus and, run. So I'm not buying it. You better have a better excuse.
Okay, right. I was thinking when there was an explosion.
But where was the explosion?
Down there.
I don't think it was actually you, though, John.
It wasn't me who had diarrhea.
No.
Am I correct in assuming diarrhea is the problem?
You're in the right ballpark.
Okay. So something else had diarrhea.
I want to be honest, there's no diarrhea involved here. There might have been, but that's not part of the thing.
Okay. Right, the toilet was blocked.
What happened to the toilet, John?
It had blown up.
The toilet blew up! The toilet blew up! Now that's weird. Well, just use a different toilet, mate. So, you need to tell me why you were late, honestly.
I was being bugged.
Not mugged, okay.
Well, they had a gun, and they arrested me.
I think something did happen wrongfully, but I don't think they were professional enough to arrest you.
Oh, they were unprofessional.
Something did happen to you wrongfully, John. I agree with you there, I sympathise with you. But you weren't arrested.
I was detained.
No. I'll be honest with you, John. I don't think you were the one in the scenario who did the illegal thing.
Oh, there was a drugs bus nearby.
Not a drugs bus, no.
Okay, there was me. I
Yes, you were there. Yes. Why?
Held hostage.
Not quite.
Okay. I was semi-held hostage. I was a voluntary hostage. I was a child.
Someone. What's another word for child, John?
Toddler, maybe.
It might have been used in a stand-up set earlier in this show.
Oh, God. Right. I can't remember.
That's okay. Something happened to you wrongfully, and you were effectively, you thought you were detained, you were taken wrongfully, but what's the word here?
Wrongfully detained. Right, okay. Kidnapped.
You were kidnapped! You were kidnapped! John, I sympathize with you being kidnapped, but I'm going to have to let you go. Get off! Right! Excuses! You guys, just wait there for me. Just wait there for me, please. Thank you. So, sad news. Actually, no, not sad news. Give me a moment. Oh, 3 this time. I don't know if I can read this. Being Asian isn't such a bad thing. That's not me saying it's a bad thing. That's the shortage. I can't stop laughing to track porn. Who said woo? We share the same problem, it would appear. Right, so we come to our last improv game of the night. Our last game in general, this is the last thing. This is sad. And this one involves every single improviser that has appeared tonight. So the 3 of them are there, Charlotte, Iestyn, Jon. 2 of them are about to come down. Tristan and Chloe, please come on down, please come down. You can do whatever you want, baby.
Sorry.
Oh, you don't have to apologise. Free country. So, this game is called Timelord. And the way this works is these guys are going to tag in and out with each other, they're going to do an improv scene. I am going to control the time of it. So it could flash forward, it could flash back, it could go to next week, it could go to 1933. What a year. Anywhere. I control it. I control it. These guys take whatever the... What? Do you know what happened?
The history lesson.
What happened in 1933?
Second World War started.
Hitler came to power. Good year. The bad year. Very bad year.
It basically started. You know what I
want to be... Yes, then I want to thank you for ruining my harmless joke and making it about Hitler. Thank you. Hopefully, this next bit won't be about Hitler. Hopefully that will be the only mention Hitler gets tonight. Thank you. So, this is Timelord. As I said, I will control the time of it. These guys will be doing improv all the time. So, for this, we need a word to start. Any word, there are multiple.
Penis.
Penis? Penis? Mate, you paid £10. If you wanted to see penis, you could have done it at home for free. Thank you.
Any writers on penis? Tractor. Mermaid. Short man. But short man. That's 2 words. With a hyphen. I'm going to say... What am I going to say? I'm going to say... I'm going to say tractor. Your word is tractor. So whenever you guys want to take it away, I'll be right here. Timelord. Tractor. High up indeed. We're doing a couple of farmers driving our tractors right next to each other. Right. Hey, how about the game? What's the game? Bumper tractors. Oh! So what do you do? Bumper tractors.
lads, are you two here for the tractor driving lesson?
Yeah, we're in our tractors right now.
Tractors, you've been testing stuff this. This is the tractor right here, okay? It's the Model 500. It's a hell of a thing. Oh, it's got the spice on the front and everything. Also got the vibrating seats, so you know use that.
Flash forward to the vibrating seats. Back to the present.
So yes, it's got that, it's got all the fittings and everything. While it's on the top, there's either don't touch the handle because we've got lights in the before here. We've got 5 lights on the top. So yes, can I see your driving license just to make sure that you're
I'm not even a real farmer.
I can appreciate if you're a farmer or not, if you're from...
Flash forward to the consequences of the driving lessons.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Tractor! Look at that bloody state you've done on that.
Never mind the tractor!
I can give a shit about your leg, mate. It's the tractor, you've driven it into a mountain. Look at the state of it.
In the way! I didn't see it!
The mountain was in the way.
It
What's
jumped
your
in front of
excuse?
me, tractor!
I was drinking.
Flashback to the drinking.
I would appreciate it if you didn't drive your tractor at my bar. I might as well try and make some money out of it, so what do you want?
Right. Okay. 2 cans of oysters. 1 blackberry schnapps. Sorry. We have in Yorkshire.
Mummy, can I have a go in the tractor?
Well, oh, please.
Yeah, go on, love. In you get.
Is this like Daddy?
No.
Flashback to the previous daddy.
I need to talk to you, right? Because me and Dad have had some differences, right? He likes tractors.
Fuck the bloke. Tractor lessons. Yeah, the one that looks exactly like me.
Well, looks exactly like you, but he's in a dickhead like you are.
I'm not a dickhead. I don't have no dicks on my head. I'll have you know, I am a perfectly good farmer. I am perfect twice a day.
Flashback to the good fathering.
Daddy, Daddy! Daddy, Daddy! Daddy! Little Iestyn.
Look at that, what's that? What the fuck's this meant to be? Is it me?
It's you.
Yeah. It's me before the operation. Bloody hell.
Flashback to the bar.
No, I don't know. You have tractor lessons?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, that means it's a yes. So yes, that is your new dad as well. Not him. Not him. The person who does the lessons.
It's very confusing for a 3-year-old.
I'm sorry. I know it's very difficult when you've had 3 dads, one for each year of your life.
Flash forward to the 4th birthday.
Mayor!
Right, I've got something to tell you.
I forgot the cake, to be honest. Not getting off to a good start on this damn business.
You didn't get that from me, right? We're going for secondary. Good. Right, wasn't it?
Did you need a
No, mate! I'm a dad. Who the fuck are you? You're a dad. No, you ain't. I'm a dad. I thought I was a dad.
I know how we can settle this. How do you want to settle it? Let's all sing Amazons. Whatever they want. Okay. I'm always judging, Mummy. How does this decide which one you want as your dad? Fuck no. Yes, play Meryl Streep. Okay, so Meryl Streep, who are you? I remember you were a daughter!
Flash forward to the ABBA.
Super Trooper.
You're skipping a bit far into the plot.
Yeah, it starts with money, money, money. I married you for money. I did that mistake. What's my mistake? Because I ain't do all of that good.
Flash forward to the father that wins.
Okay, I've signed Mamma Mia 6 times. Are you going to pick which one you want to be your dad? Okay? Yep.
Who is Dodd?
It's gonna be my real daddy, Daddy. He lets me drink. He lets me drink beer. I don't even know if he's your real dad genetically, but let's not talk about that today.
And scene! Give it up for them, everyone. Give it up for them. I'd like to point out that Tristan and John continued hugging after Uncle Lucy, which I thought was cute. But yeah, I'm sorry to say that is the end of the show. We've had a great time performing for you. We hope you've had a wonderful time. If you want to hang around, the bar up there is open, so you can go through there. If you don't want to hang around, can't make you stay, you're free to go. I've unlocked the doors now. But yes, we have been Lancaster University Comedy Institute. Give it another round of applause for all our performers, please. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much.